What's going on, guys? This is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show where we're doing our best to be the bridge between our fellow real estate investors, entrepreneurs alike, and the cryptocurrency world, where crypto is the biggest opportunity over the next year or so, and it's not even close. So, welcome along on the journey, you guys. We're pumped to have you. Corey, take it away.
Yeah, welcome, Hexicans. Guess what? I still got my blue Corvette. I have not been rug pulled yet, and I still got the red Corvette. So Dane hasn't been rug pulled yet. So we are still kicking here where we're going to use cryptocurrency as a wealth creation tool and use real estate as that wealth preservation tool. And we're just having a blast over here on this tropical island where we're going to change the trajectory of not only our family tree, but maybe some friends and family who want to come along with us on this ride. And it's just been so much fun, especially getting to know you guys, the communities who I really love and adore with this whole crypto journey. I have made some of the best friends, I would say. I mean, I would never imagine making these kind of friends. This has been amazing. I tell people real estate opened up my friend network to the whole entire United States. I made friends all over the United States. And what crypto has done, it's opened up my friend network worldwide. And it's just been this blessing where I know people all over the world. And it's just been so much fun. I mean, you guys are what makes this, this show. You guys are what makes Hex and PulseChain and everything inside that. It is you guys. Yes, Richard plays a part. I get it. But without you guys, it's nothing. And so we appreciate you. And I feel blessed every single day waking up, knowing that I'm on this journey with Dane, with you guys, with my friends over here in Puerto Rico, and my family. It's been so much freaking fun. I'm excited because I got to do a DCA this morning. I got some money over the bridge where it cost me literally like $10. The Gwei this morning, Dane, was 8 Gwei. 8. Jeez. If that's not a bear market, like local bottom signal, I don't know what is.
Seriously. I did too. I moved some money across in the gas fees. I mean, I think I paid like $15 in Ethereum. It was great.
Crazy. I'm like, what the heck is going on today? Like, all right. Well, the Bitcoin halving's in 4 days, Dane. This is typically what's on par for where we're at in the cycle. We got ourselves a little bit of a, what last cycle was COVID. This cycle was a little World War III scare. Now, that scare could still get worse. Like, for example, if the U.S. wants to get involved and start, like, helping out like they always do, they always like to do that, it could create some more fear in the markets. Or maybe not. I don't know, man. This is a very interesting time that we're in the cycle. This could be the last opportunity to get kind of buy the dip. Or it could not be, but it's been juicy, and I'm here for it. Is that the S&P 500?
That's the Bitcoin price chart.
Okay.
We can look at the S&P too. Yeah, it's interesting because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, I think that typically if this time is like past times, then we're in for what, like a 30% dip right
from
around
the very top.
So, I mean, 30% would put us
right in that liquidity pocket.
Yeah, right in here. It put us close to about 50K. And it's interesting. I mean, so far, price is holding. This level really nicely right here at about 62K. What do you think, Corey? Do you think we see this roll over? I mean, yeah, lots of liquidity here. Do you think we see this roll over, or do you think that it holds?
I think so, because I could be wrong. It's holding here now because of the support. But if you see those green candles there, price likes to go back and retest or fill in where it didn't fill before. So basically, if you had all bids, that's all bids there with no offers. Now, inside the green candle, you can break it down to the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and you can see all the bids and offers in there. But on the price chart, is this a daily? Are you on the daily?
This is the daily, yeah.
So on the daily, you have all bids there with no offers. And typically price charts like to go back and complete those. They call them like fair value gaps. What would be a fair value gap if you had an order block before going up? That might be considered an order block over there. But they typically like to go back and fill that in. And it's funny how your 30% retracements put us right back in that other liquidity pocket. I don't know. It's hard to say. TA's only, we're not the best TA guys, and it's only as good as, as you're good with it, right? Like if Sprackberger was here, he'd be able to really fill in some knowledge. But yeah, I mean, it's funny how that, right? Is that 30% there?
Yeah, it's 30. That is
And
20. Yep, that's 30%.
isn't that odd how it lines right up in there? And that's usually what our drop is, typically, historically. It's funny how that works. We'll see if it happens.
So
Like I
far, in
said,
fact, it's interesting to see because so far from the top, I mean, as of today, we're about 16% down. You have
halfway
this
there.
wick right here that made it down to about 17%. So it'll be interesting. I wouldn't, I kind of, I don't, and once again, I'm no genius at charting. I feel kind of 50-50 that I wouldn't be surprised with the ETFs. It's just such a unique
It is.
impact on the market. I wouldn't be
That
surprised
is.
at all if we held this level and
You're
continued
right.
upward.
I
Yeah,
think
but
you're
I
right
wouldn't
on
be
that.
surprised if we fell down here either. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of 50-50 in my mind right now.
Yeah, that red candle right now on the daily has not shown a reversal. So it's right now it's saying, hey, I'm going down right now. But we haven't seen any kind of structure or how, like, where's the W at? That's how Hans would
Right.
point at it. Like, show me the W. In fact, it looks like a big M. It looks like an
It
M is
does.
bearish.
It does.
Yeah,
Because you
that's an
had because you had this W right here. So you had, but this wasn't a lower. Oh yeah, I mean technically if you want to count this wick over here, this one's a higher high because you had this W going on, but it didn't push to higher highs here. It failed. And so yeah, now you've got an M going on here.
uh-huh. Once
That's
again,
pretty interesting.
pointing to a little bit more downward pressure. But then again, you're right, Dane. We don't know how much OTC deals are going on behind the scenes. Hong Kong just approved the Bitcoin ETF along with the Ethereum ETF. So we'll see some of that liquidity flowing into the market. Now, when it starts flowing in, we don't know. That could be a ways out. Yeah, Frank said that looks like a head and shoulders to him. It'd be the head looks smaller than the shoulders there, though, Frank. That's the part that usually the head's usually bigger than the shoulders when you see that. Oh, the ETF buys start next week. Yeah, very interesting. Money Gang says ETF start buying next week of the Hong Kong.
Huh.
Like that could bring in some serious liquidity. Maybe we see, I don't know, over the weekend, one last dump and then off to the races. The Bitcoin halving is only 4 days away, man. This is usually after the halving. I mean, you could always see a dip, but that's usually go time. I mean, we'll see.
If we did have the flush down, it would make me feel pretty warm and fuzzy that like even though ETFs have pushed price higher and faster than it's ever happened before the Bitcoin halving, up to this point, it would make me feel like time frames were at least still somewhat intact. You get
Yeah.
this big flush out, and then we go up again. So I'm hopeful we see a flush out. I'd like to see that and make the data points a little
Yeah.
stronger, but we'll see.
To help kind of mitigate the possibilities of a left translated cycle of playing out is
Right.
what we would really like to see. I would like to see that'd be nice to see a nice full bull market going into like late 2025. I would love that. Oh my gosh. Talk about like euphoric. That would be, man, we'd be out here dancing on the beaches, Dane.
Seriously, it'd be great. I don't know though. Yeah, I feel like it's my bear market PTSD. I just have my doubts about things going parabolic into 2025. We'll see. In fact, there's a crypto Twitter account. He's pretty regular, but he doesn't post a lot of YouTube content. He posted a video more recently. In fact, Hans had reposted it where he goes by the account's called
Oh,
credible, something like that.
yeah.
And he has some pretty interesting data that he shares. He thinks that we're in if you want to go look at the Elliott wave theories, he thinks that we're in the last big push up, and he's thinking that we get something like 80 to 90K by like Q4 ish here, or or late Q3, and then the game's up. So we'll see. It's going to be really interesting to follow.
So he's in the camp for a left translated cycle.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, that's like
and
80,
he wouldn't say
90.
left translated. He's thinking the 4-year cycle thing is a bunch of bull crap, and he thinks that this is just a continuation of the cycle that we've been in. He's saying that they're getting I can't remember if he's saying they're getting longer or shorter, but he thinks this one is extended. And so yeah, it'll be interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
An $80,000 and $90,000 Bitcoin and then rolling over is also the Sami dark prophecy. That's the Sami dark prophecy from like a year ago or a year and a half ago that he was talking about. It'd be interesting because we already hit 72K. It's like, oh my gosh! Imagine the fake out and how many people would get crushed if Bitcoin only went up to 80 or even 90 and then rolled over, where we've already hit 72. Like, dude, that would fake out so many people. So many people would be trapped. So many people would be trapped on that call or on that move. Like, that would be crazy, man.
It would be. Yeah.
I hope not. But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that stuff, man. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, like right around the presidential election too. You know what I mean? Like, that's the bullish news for the top.
Yep. You're starting to see the S&P 500 roll over here with news of the war more recently and some of that type of stuff. I'm really curious, to see where this heads. Truth be told, I mean, we need markets as a whole to be able to continue upward in order for crypto to do the things we all are here for. We're all hopeful for. I'm curious to see if this is more like a short term.
Well, if we go to war, that will be a short term. War is always bullish for the stock market in the long term. If you, I had a chart. I don't know if I can find it now. There was a chart on Twitter. I think Sami shared it, where it showed all the different wars in history on how it created it always creates a dip initially, but then then the stock market goes on for years of running hard from the war. So if we actually have a World War III, if that's what we really do end up having, it should be long-term bullish, short-term bearish, long-term bullish.
Right. And wars are always inflationary, so more money printing. Where does some of that money end up in the things that you own? That's the hope, right? That's the hope.
It's the wrong way that I like to see our economy like move forward. Like, can't we move our economy forward by being good? Like, why do we have to like go be evil to move our economy forward? Like, it's disgusting.
Right. Agreed. This is interesting. So Money Gang says the new Hong Kong ETFs are true in-kind funds. So this is different than the US-based ones, which means you can deposit the actual BTC or ETH assets into the fund, and then you receive the shares equal to what you deposited. If the fund is at a premium, you can then sell your shares at the higher price.
Oh, whoa. Huh. It works just like if you were buying the actual asset.
Oh, that's really interesting.
In many regards, yeah. It's. I wonder how that'll affect things. I would imagine that affects it in a bullish manner, because they're going to be coming in, buy, and then people can buy within it. Like, I can see that being very bullish. It's interesting.
And it's not just newbies that you're appealing to, like for instance, with the ETFs in the US, you got to pay with cash to be able to get your position. Everything has to be settled in US dollars, which honestly, I think from the government's perspective, it's not what we would prefer in general, but from a government's perspective, it's another way to try to strengthen the dollar and give it more value. When they can print it forever, they need to try to find ways to do that. And so, it's a way to strengthen the dollar like they did with the petrodollar, with oil and gas being traded in the dollar. Man, but if you can, you can appeal to not the newbies and that need to come and pay in cash, or some of these people that are not in crypto yet, yeah, you've got some opportunity there. Huh.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, way more arbitrage opportunities. Very, very interesting. Money Gain, do you know how much liquidity? I'd be curious to know this statistic, like in the worldwide markets, what is the percentage of the USA versus like say like Hong Kong? What kind of how much liquidity could we expect injected into the markets, versus what the US is doing? I'll be wondering if there's any data or statistics out there, what they could be kind of anticipated here coming up. It's just interesting.
It is. In fact, we could look at the GDP in Japan versus the US, I'm sure.
Well, Hong Kong.
Or, yeah, I apologize. Let's pull that up.
Yeah.
Let me see.
David says, man, I'm getting flooded watching this stream. Man, hey, that's markets. They go up and down. You got to prepare for the down if you want the up. That's all it is. You got to get both, man. And we're here for both. Like, you can't have summers without winters. You can't have winters without summers. Just how that's how life works in general.
Let's find a chart I wanted to see. GDP. Oh, there we go. They actually look like, according to this chart, now once again, I'm just flying by the seat of my pants on Google here, so maybe this data's wrong. But it's interesting. I mean, you look at the GDP of China, 17 trillion, according to this, in this is up through 2022, so not the most recent data, but 17 trillion, almost 18 trillion here, 25 trillion. I mean, still, we know this, right? China's a giant market where there's a lot of money that could come into the market from there.
Yeah, and Hong Kong, the city itself, with Macau and that whole area, there's so much money in business, and just it's first world. It's not third world at all. That is a powerhouse over there. They say Macau is actually it brings in 4 times the revenue of Las Vegas. Macau's a gambling casino area right outside of Hong Kong. And it brings 4 times. It's the worldwide biggest, casino and gambling hub. It brings 4 times the revenue of Las Vegas. It's insane. You have people over there where there's blackjack tables where the minimum bet's like $500,000. Just stuff like that. Can you imagine, like, betting $500,000 per clip? That's the kind of shit they're doing over there, dude. It's wildly different. There's levels to the game, man, and there's levels over there.
That is freaking wild. Yeah, Kaiser says, but went up, sir. So I'm telling you, my theory.
Soon.
Yeah, hopefully soon. I mean, my theory is that I don't know. I don't think it's that soon on Richard Hart core assets. I think you need. If we look at it, Corey, so look at it. We'll look at it from a business owner perspective. I would want my money to grow so that I had more ammo to be able to go spend. I'd want that ETH position to be able to go up and do something serious before I was bringing much capital over. I'd do a little bit to be able to support, the trend line. In fact, I'll bring that up. I do a little bit to be able to support current prices, keep things trending in the right direction. But as far as like the big euphoric, shot in the arm, I think we've got time.
Mm-hmm. I can concur with that. Yep.
Yeah, I think we've got some time. But let's pull up the PulseChain price chart. I'll grab it here real quick.
Yeah, Utah crypto, they're definitely balling in Hong Kong. Yeah, you'll do some YouTube videos on Macau. It's an insane city. A lot of money over there. Hopefully I can visit this year. Me and my wife's from Shanghai. Shanghai's another just insane, like first world type city with over 27 million people. Like it's insane. And I want to go there this year, hopefully. And then if we do it, I would stop over in Hong Kong too and pay a visit there and check out what other economic powerhouses look like in this world.
Be cool. I mean, if you can just keep this trend line intact here until that ETH position gets to a place where you're like, okay, let's bring it over. I mean, that's all you got to do, in my opinion. Now, I know this isn't the exciting 100x's, 10,000x's,
Oh,
like
we're
some
not getting
people.
10,000x. Damn, we were rugged like unproduction said.
Sell your positions. No 10,000x's. But man, I mean, I think that's all you got to do is keep that trend line intact until
That's it.
your ETH position is in a place where you're like, okay, let's send it. And that's where a lot of people are thinking that, PulseChain is a laggard in general in this bull run, where I think we'll see fine price action, but to really that parabolic, mouth-watering euphoria that we're all here for, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see that until, like end of this year, early next-ish, something like that.
We just got to keep our eye on ETH, man. That's the big question mark there. We're massive leverage on ETH now. And with bullish news though of the ETH ETF being approved in Hong Kong, maybe the US is next. I don't know, but that would, to your point, Dane, still probably be towards the end of the year type play. But yeah, it could be very, very, very awesome. Like I said before, ETH ETF approved. A little more clarity on the SEC case. Richard starts streaming. What was the fourth one? Oh, he's
You get the security on PulseChain.
oh yeah, privacy. So
Privacy
on PulseChain, clarity on the SEC case, ETH ETF, and Richard streaming again. Oh God, bro! Like I'll buy 20 of these blue Corvettes.
Right?
One for you, Dane. One for you.
Hey, I'll take one. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. So yeah, like I mean, I think we're just kind of hanging out. Maybe, like maybe not. But I think we've got some time. It'll be interesting to see.
We do, but at the same time, keep your bags packed. Don't go jeeting your bags thinking we got time. Keep your bags packed because you don't know. This is still crypto. At any given time, stuff can take off. We don't know. This is never financial advice. I got my bags packed. In fact, I did a DCA this morning. I'm happy with my DCA. Even if Pulse goes a little bit lower there, I'm still happy. I'm cool with it. So, but keep your bags packed. Participate in some other stuff if you want. So, once again, this is never financial advice, but you've heard me and Dane. We love the 90-10 core to lottery type, asset allocations. I hold Solid X. I have a good position there. I'm happy with my position over there in Solid X. It ran up last night again. I think it's $130 a coin. It's insane. So yeah, go play your games, but don't do it at the expense of your core bags. Play the games to build up the core bags. That's the goal there, Dane.
Yep. Yeah. This is interesting. So Money Gang, thanks for doing a little bit of research.
And he's the best for that. His stuff is getting so good lately.
Oh, so good. It's great. Yeah, really enjoy. If you guys aren't following Money Gang, you're missing out in a big way. Yes. So he says, as of March, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange reported a market capitalization of 30.3 trillion, showing a modest increase from previous month. This is the part that's really interesting, though. Average daily turnover. Oh, yada yada yada. This is good. But look at this one that he shared. He said, historically, U.S. markets have demonstrated higher liquidity, as indicated by their higher turnover velocity, which refers to the value traded relative to the overall market cap. I mean, if China is less liquid, then the volatility to the upside could be even more pronounced than what we've seen on Bitcoin so far.
Yeah,
That's
that's a very
interesting.
interesting stats. I love it.
Yeah, really interesting. Just looking bullish. I'm
It
excited. And
is.
patience, patience is so important.
There you go, Davis. Money Gang has given us the bull case scenario. I'm glad you did not cheat your bag. I will keep reminding you. You keep tuning in every day, and I'll keep reminding you to not cheat your bag.
Yeah, Davis says they're appreciative of the honest takes rather than the 10,000 X's that so many others are trying to peddle. I liked Sami calling them dopamine dealers. I thought that was so spot on. In fact, I remember being new to crypto and going and watching all the dopamine dealers and thinking about how I'm telling you, I was sitting there. I was going to be the perfect top signal. I was sitting there on the Time Wonderland website last bull run. I had 100 grand, and I was like, man, if I could put this in here, and if I could just leave it alone for a month. I'm looking at the calculator, right? I'm like, man, if I could just leave it alone for a month, then according to this calculator, I'll have $1,000,000. That would be incredible. Literally, it was the top. And lucky for me, a reason crept in. I put in, it was only like 1,000. I think I did 2 grand. Put in $2,000, and I don't know what happened to it now. It's worth nothing, I'm sure.
Zero.
Yeah, I'm sure it's worth nothing. I haven't even checked on it since I bought it. It all went down so much. I was like, forget this.
A tight necks happened to it. That's what happened to it. That's what I
Yeah,
call everything that goes to zero now. It's that you got tight next.
seriously brutal. Yeah, it'll be once again timing is everything. I think our timing's still really good right now. It'll be fun to see.
Tom says solid X is in the $110 range. That's interesting, Tom. About $100 range is the 618 level.
Yeah.
And that once again, there's a lot of strong support in those areas. So if somebody was a believer in that asset,
Yeah, we can pull that one up. It looks like it might come down and retest that 0618. Let me go ahead and share this one.
it would be healthy, Dane, because last time it blew through it. And it went down to the
Oh,
786.
Lou.
So it needs to go down there and test that and create support. It would be healthy. Nothing goes
Yeah,
up
so
forever, guys.
here's the 618. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we come. In fact, that'd be a really nice structure. Come right down here,
And
about
then,
$100, bounce off, and then go some more.
yeah, or it could dip below it real quick. I mean, when it hit the 786, you see how it capitulated below it, and then it bounced right out of it. Like, look at that God candle right out. Boop. And then it's like, okay, came back and retouched and took off. And so
Right.
it probably going to do the same thing in the next layer. What's his name? Sprackberger. He calls them bosses. You got to go and beat the next boss. Well, that's the next boss there for Solid X. It's got to go and conquer that, and then it can go and maybe retest the all-time highs again.
Right. That or we get rugged. So
Or the
those are the
rug,
two
bro.
options.
The rug. I'm about to sell the blue Corvette and your red Corvette, Dane.
That's right. Let's see. Do we think that the approval for ETH ETF in Hong Kong pushes US regulators to push the ETH ETF in the US? In fact, I actually like this narrative a lot. I was talking with somebody I was trying to onboard yesterday into crypto. He's a no coiner, or pretty much a no coiner. And he said, you get the question all the time where people are like, well, what if the government outlaws it? What if we can't do crypto in the United States? And I've got all sorts of ideas around that, but one of the most important ones, in my opinion, is like you don't want to get left behind as far as an industry is concerned. If you outlaw an industry and you push it, well, those efficiencies will be filled elsewhere, and you as a country get left behind. So I think that U.S. regulators are very aware of that. I think the powers that be are very aware of that. I'm of the opinion that I don't think they want to push crypto out completely. If they wanted to do that, they would have done it. Like that would have been done long ago. I think there's pretty much no chance of that happening. And so I like the idea that you don't want another nation out competing you for resources. Crypto is one of those resources now. Like it's a big giant land grab, a big gold rush, if you will, on the blockchain. And the U.S. is competing. They're competing right now with other nation states. And I think, yeah, could it push them to do things quicker? I hope so. That'd be great.
You would think, I mean, United States loves being on the cutting edge and loves being like the forefront of like technology or whatever it is, new business type ventures. Like this is just new tech, right? And you would think they would support it by going, you know what, we need to keep up with the world here and approve the Ethereum ETF. So I would think so too, just because we love to be on the forefront. That's kind of like our shtick, right? And so we'll see what happens. I would love to see it happen this year. That'd be amazing, just in time for the not left translated cycle.
It'd be awesome. Yeah. Yeah, Paul makes a great point. You're right, Paul. I was charting against USD on the SolidX chart. So let's go ahead and look at it versus Pulse. So here it is against Pulse. I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, you look at it from here, we're a long ways. Well, not long, but we're a good ways away from the 618 here. Let me measure this. Look at you guys. You're seeing my charting skills.
Look where it touched. Where did it touch there, Dane? On the was that the 786 down there? When it took back off again?
Yeah, look at that. It's beautiful. Perfect. Right off the 786.
Right off the 786. It looks like it had some consolidation in the 618, and then it took off. And so we could have some pullback here.
Let me pull this again so we can see. Whoops, that didn't work. I pushed the wrong thing. This one? No, it's this one. I pressed the right thing. Okay, let's pull it again so we could see. And it's like right there. So yeah, look at that. Perfect bounce off the 786. A little bit came back and touched off the 618 and then went. So yeah, I got a little bit of consolidation here. There's no, there's a little liquidity pocket right in this range. So what is that? Yeah, right in this range. It could come back down and retouch, I guess, but it's not much. I mean, we're kind of in a, I know, but there's a good amount of liquidity right here.
It'd be perfectly acceptable to come down and retest the entire that wall from the 7-8 or the 618.
Yeah, come back down here.
Yeah, and retest that and then bounce and then go. And then that's when it would go and make an all-time new high.
Well, you're seeing, yeah, we got this on the hourly. Let's go to the 4-hour. And this is less helpful. Let's go back to the, on the 1 hour, you've got, like you're saying, you got an M. Yeah.
Yep.
It looks
That'll
like,
come down and retouch. So what price is that, Dane, on dollar wise when it retouches that?
That is, so from here, that's what is that? That's a 27-ish% dip.
Okay.
How do we see in USD when we're charting against Pulse? Can we see a dollar price term
it
down to a
tell
target?
You off the right-hand side, isn't there? All I see is the chart. We'll minimize it. The chart on the right-hand side, it should tell you. Or maybe
it's just showing us in Pulse terms, right? So it's like it's saying 1.4 million Pulse per SolidX.
1.4 million.
But what if we just do this?
It doesn't.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet it probably puts us down close to the $100 again.
Well, $100 is not a 20% drop. A 20% drop would be like around 90, 95.
Does the math work the same if you measure from the?
It should. If a 20% drops, 20% drops, a 20% drop. Yeah.
25% dip.
Or 20.
20% dip from here is clear back to $87. 25%'s 82.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
There was a lot of. I remember being there. $80 is a very critical price range for SolidX. We've been in that range many times. I feel like I've seen that range. For me, that's the next. If we hit that again, I might reload again. I might put some more bullets in.
Seriously, agreed.
If we hit that level again. I don't know. Access help. Yeah, we're not the greatest at TA guys. We're learning this stuff as we're going. And so you got to bear with us while we learn this on stream with you guys. But that's fun because we're in here messing it up on stream with you guys. So it's like,
that's right.
Did
Urban Productions get a position?
Oh, he's talking about Pulse. He's not talking about Solid X. You talking about Solid X Urban Productions? Come on, man. I thought we were getting rugged. I was going to sell my blue Corvette. Come on.
Oh, man. Well, this has been good today, you guys. I've got to jump off here pretty quick, Corey. I've got another call coming up shortly, and I got to do a few things before.
Cool.
This is a good place to wrap, if you don't mind. Is there anything you want to mention before we jump off today?
Urban Productions is RH Core Coins, man. That's where he's loading up. He's not loading up.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
He's not loading up on Solid X, man.
I like it.
No, that's it, man. Keep at it, guys. Keep the faith. This dip is a dip for ants. I posted this on Twitter yesterday. This dip ain't nothing. If you sat through the SEC FUD, this ain't shit, guys. Come on. This is like, don't cheat your bags, get flooded out in this dip. Even if we go lower, this is nothing compared to what we had experienced last year. So yeah, keep the wits about you, and we will be back on tomorrow. If you guys are watching on Twitter, come over and like and subscribe over here on our YouTube. Our YouTube is where we're able to interact with you guys, where you guys can actually come on to our show. We like having you guys come on our show on Open Mic Friday. This week will probably be Open Mic Thursday. We're gone Friday. So come and smash the likes, hit that bell notification, and support us so we can keep bringing you the truths, at least as the way we see it. We could always be wrong too. We're never financial advisors. But we're going to tell you what we think, in our opinion, through these narratives as we're smashing through this bull run. And so we're here for it, guys. And thanks for tuning in. We appreciate everything you guys bring to the table.
Yep. See you guys tomorrow.
See ya. Peace.